Hi, my name is Kevin Salazar, and this is my Pecha Kucha presentation for comms. My story starts out relatively simple. I was in high school, grade 12. It was May 16th was graduation day, and 2 days right after, my whole family, we decided to do something a little interesting. While still in school, all of us decided that we wanted to take a road trip. Now, we usually take road trips instead of flying because it's cheaper. As a family of 5, it makes things a lot easier, especially in terms of cost. You get the food, you have tickets you'd have to get on a plane, place where you stay at night. And so where we wanted to go was, we planned to go down to Toronto in Ontario, and we were going to drive through the United States up into Toronto, and then on our way back, we were going to take the Canadian route, so through all the other provinces we were going to come back. But this is the way we were going, because we've never really done it before. And what was really interesting about it is that while we were there, we stayed with a friend's relatives that we went with, because they kind of invited us down. We stayed, and it was in a relatively small place. For a family of 5 plus 2 others, it was a little cramped. It got really interesting at certain points. On nice days, though, one of the things we did do is we went to the outlet malls, and that was just down in Buffalo, right underneath Ontario, just in the US. And the reason why we did that is because, if you don't know, now you know now, outlet malls have some of the best deals. It can get crazy. And right after that, we also went to see a baseball game. We went to see the Blue Jays versus another team. The scores at the end of the game were horrible, but it was pretty good for my very first baseball game, and I really enjoyed it. The food were good, the hot dogs were good. On our way back from the game, though, this is where things get interesting. We were just walking down the street, going to catch the train back. We saw an accounting place called Sigma Tax. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you don't know what Sigma is, don't bother. But for those who know, it's pretty funny, right? Out of nowhere, Sigma Tax. And then after that, we decided to go just down to Niagara Falls, because we can catch the fireworks at around 10 p.m. on the lake right there, and they shoot up. They're so close to you, it's almost scary, almost like you have to back away because they might get you. And then after that, on the next day, we went to the what's it called? The Wayne Gretzky Winery Estate. Oh man, some of the stuff they have there, and it's not just wines. They got bourbons, they got whiskey, they got a bunch of stuff, and it's amazing. That's where I learned to make one of the meanest, amazing old fashions. Oh, if you ever ask me how to make it, it tastes so good. And then after that, I decided to go meet up with a buddy. And this is a real story, by the way. Everything that comes is real. We went on a hike. It was 20 plus kilometers. We're going to go around the falls, the river, kind of on an off-trail hike. It was a different kind of fall. And as we were walking, about a couple hours in, we saw a moose. This giant moose. It looked straight at me, okay? It looked directly in my face. And then it started to get standoffish. And I got standoffish too. I'm like, no, what are you going to do to me? And it comes charging at me. And then it backs off because I didn't move. And so me and my buddy, we decided to go find that moose. We went back to get some hunting gear. And when we found that moose, we cut it up, cooked it. Oh man, the steaks were amazing. Oh, so good. It's like beef a little, but better, and a little gamey with the right seasoning on a barbecue. Oh man, it's so good. But the cops eventually found out. So what happened was, me and my buddy, we were caught smoking and barbecuing the moose meat, which is apparently illegal, especially since we didn't register it. He didn't tell me. I've never gone hunting before. It was more his idea. So he had to do a chase. And that chase was very interesting. I ended up having to drive at one point to evade the police because he decided he wanted to sit on the roof and watch the whole thing from there. So I had to drive and maneuver from the police the whole time. It was like a Need for Speed kind of type experience. It was amazing. And then after that, we decided to have a bet. We're like, okay, you know what? Why don't we go find a cliff? A cliff by the rivers and lakes, giant ponds and lakes they have. And we decided to Okay, who's gonna jump? Who's gonna jump? Whoever jumps gets $20. So my friend goes first, and he slips and he breaks a lot of his bones. His wrist, his arm, his legs, his collarbones, some are shattered. And he slips, he can't jump. So I look at him. I'm like, "You alright?" It's like, "No, I need help." I was like, "Okay, give me like 10 minutes." "Oh, and you owe me $20." And I jumped right in. Oh man, he was mad. But I still got $20. And then after that, a couple days later, I had a little bit of an accident. So this company I worked for, I accidentally managed to drop a virus into their system and infect every single computer. It was only in the company, in the building, but it managed to make everyone's Windows computer crash, and it wouldn't work whatsoever. It tried doing updates, but it wouldn't work. My virus worked a little too well. It was an accident. But nobody could do any work. A lot of work was lost. Months and months of research was lost. And so I ended up getting fired big time. Oh man, everyone was mad. Everyone wanted a little piece at me. They're like, "Man, come on." I did get a couple of bruises after that day, but it was chill. It was alright. A lot of us had a very interesting thing, so there was no really conflict there. But I did lose the job. It was a very nice job in a nice building. And that is the end of my Pecha Kucha presentation. Please, I really hope you enjoyed it. Sir, Mr. Dan, if you enjoyed it, please, 100% all the way. I gotta take it. But this is the end. Thank you very much for paying attention and listening. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I'll see you guys later.